This is my daughter's recycling truck. It says, use what you have, don't waste, support a circular economy. So it tells a story that is so simple that even a toddler can understand it. In our work, we look for such convincing and simple stories that can move us towards a more sustainable life. I specifically like political science because it tells us how we can organize ourselves as a society and as a community, and specifically environmental politics, because it helps us understand better how we can deal with our environment and how our environment is critical for our survival and for the development of our society. I'm currently researching mostly on stories we use in our society and in our daily life. In science, we call these stories narratives, and they are basically a tool our brain uses to process large information, make it easier and make it understandable for us. And we use that within our own mind, but also to communicate with others. And it's the most effective tool of communication we have. For us specifically, this dynamic between different narratives is a challenge. And relating this dynamic to individual narratives. So why is one narrative, for instance, more successful in a certain situation than another one? And can we, for instance, design narratives that help us develop in certain directions? And if so, how do we do so? What convinces people in which situations? That's our goal. We discovered, for instance, that some narratives, like the circular economy, are more powerful or seem to be more powerful than others. So they convince a lot of people and they drive action and they drive new thinking related to environmental questions and sustainability. And our aim is basically to understand why these stories become so successful, how they develop, and how we can use that for future research and also for future policy making. So there are many narratives out there at the moment that relate to sustainability questions. One is, for instance, the circular economy, another one is the bioeconomy, another one is renewable energy. But there are also counter-narratives, for instance, using more atomic energy. And these different narratives develop very dynamically. So we all talk about them and they influence our actions in different ways. And in our research, we try to understand this dynamic. So which narratives gain traction, why, at what moments, for which groups, and how can that influence how we make policies.